8 common mistakes beginner freelance writers make. Let's get started. Hey everyone, my name is Rob from Top Career Consulting, and here on this channel I explain exactly how I established myself as a successful freelance writer and digital marketer, as well as the tips and tricks that I learned along the way. So if that is something that interests you, please consider subscribing down below. Hit that bell notification so you receive all my new videos as soon as I publish them. Today we're going to talk about some of the most common mistakes I see new freelance writers make. So you think you're doing everything right. You're checking job boards and sending out pitches every day, but no one's responding. Does this sound familiar to you? Really, the first years of freelancing is a huge learning curve, but you can save yourself time by knowing about some of the most common mistakes beginning freelancers make. That way, you'll know what to do and try to avoid them moving forward. So number 1, you don't have a strong pitch. The number one reason you're not landing a writing job is probably that your pitch is not strong enough. When you say things to undermine your credibility and experience, it makes people not want to work with you. Remember that you aren't working for clients, you are working with them. So when you say things like, I'm still learning, or I've been writing for a few months, it makes the client think you don't have enough knowledge or an expert knowledge of the topic. Letting the client know you're new doesn't help you land a job. You need to bring confidence and your expertise to the table and develop a strong pitch that converts. You're not following up is number 2. Number 2, you're not following up. So once you send your pitch, you really need to have a follow-up strategy. The likelihood of landing a gig increases by following up on the pitch you sent out. Don't just wait for someone to contact you. People are often surprised by the amount of applicants for job ads in the writing category. There could be hundreds of people competing for the gig. It can take days for your business owners to get through pitches. So when you send a follow-up email, it really points to them in the direction of you and your pitch. So a way to do this is after you send your pitch out, wait a week or so and then follow up with that client. Ask if they've already found a writer for their gig, and if they haven't, mention that you're still available. The point is to really build relationships, make connections, and bring potential clients to your orbit. Number 3, you're not negotiating. I get it. Negotiating can be really scary, and especially if you're just starting out. You're grateful to just land a gig in the first place. So you also don't want to price yourself too high for fear of losing the job to someone else. So quoting a small rate may increase your chances of getting hired, but having a full workload of low-paying jobs will really wear you down. You'll end up resenting the work and be frustrated that you agreed to take on the work in the first place. So when you learn to negotiate, acknowledge that you're providing a quality service. You should be paid well for what you can do. And as you get better negotiating, you'll really start to ask for rates that are worth your time. You'll do better work, and you'll really take more pride in the work that you're doing for yourself. Your clients will also be more appreciative of the service that you're providing. Number 4, you're making mistakes. Even the best writers make grammar and spelling errors. There are great tools out there to help, but they don't always catch everything. If there's one thing you need to be sure of, make sure your pitch is flawless. It can't contain any errors whatsoever. Your pitch is the first introduction to a potential client of you and your services. So as the saying goes, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. After you write your pitch, take a break and come back to it. Read it slowly and carefully and run it through some editing software. Even better, have someone else read your pitch to look over for any errors. And number 5, you're not taking breaks. Starting a freelance writing business from scratch can be a really grueling process, but it's all about striking a healthy balance. Yes, you probably will need to work long hours to build up to a sustainable full-time income, but however, this doesn't mean that you need to sacrifice everything. It's okay to take breaks, and doing so is great for your physical and mental and really your emotional health. It also really helps with your writing. So set rules for yourself. If you have a limited amount of time to write, treat that block of time as sacred. Put your phone down and focus on work only. A lot of writers like to write in half-hour sprints, meaning they write as much as they can for 30 minutes, and then they take a 5 to 10 minute break. Give this a try, it may work. So incorporating structured breaks is a great way to help increase your productivity. Number 6, you don't have organizational systems in place. Do you have a project management system for all your client work and pitches you send out? As your workload increases, you'll find the need to streamline your work. One of the best free ways to do this is using Google Sheets. So create a spreadsheet that lays out all the steps that a project goes through, from initial client contact to final submission. You may even want to color code your system, whatever is easiest for you to keep track. Really, when you are working with multiple clients at once, you don't want to make any mistakes. So having a system in place is very important for this reason. And really, they also help you save so much time, so you can focus really all your energy on writing. Number 7, you are not separating your business finances. So when freelancers first start out, they often don't realize they need to really separate their personal and their business finances. But as your business and your workload grows, things get harder to keep track of. Separating out your business finances is confusing and time consuming. And on top of that, you really need to figure out how much money to set aside for tax purposes. So instead of lumping everything together, separate your business finances by opening a separate bank account that can just really focus on your business, as well as a separate credit card. By doing this in the beginning, you'll save yourself a lot of time and headaches down the road and make your bookkeeping process so much easier. And remember, you really want your business to run as smoothly as possible so you can devote all your time and energy to writing. So number 8, you don't have a long-term plan. Do you have a 5-year plan for your freelance writing business? Are you setting goals to take your business to the next level? New freelance writers should really sit down and not only plan for launching, but also plan the long-term goals. Set a financial goal and time frame. Think about where you see yourself in a year or 2 years from now. Do you still want to be a freelance writer, or do you want yourself offering more services? What do you want to specialize in? Thinking about the big picture and writing things down, especially with your goals, will help you stay on the right track and grow your business. So there you have it, 8 of the most common freelance writing mistakes that I see. Hopefully knowing what not to do can save you time as you get your business off the ground. What have you all learned from your mistakes along the way? Whether it's been with your writing business or any other freelance business, I'd really like to know. Please drop them down in the comments below. Also, please consider subscribing for some more great tips on freelancing. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.